Industry group, the GSA, the Global Mobile Suppliers Association, is celebrating its 20th anniversary. Joe, as we know all too well at TelecomTV, 20 years is a long time in telecoms. What do you think have been the main achievements of the GSA in that time?
So thank you. Yeah, I mean, it is great to be celebrating 20 years. We started promoting GSM, and then we've gone from Edge to promoting Edge to promoting HSPA. We had Edge forums in the regions, so really promoting that technology as we started to move from voice to data, and obviously promoting 4G, and now promoting 5G. So we keep on promoting the new Gs as each year goes by.
Now, it's a rapidly evolving ecosystem in telecoms. What's really next for GSA? How do you, it's 20 years is a long time to predict, but what would you like the GSA to accomplish going forward?
Well, I think if you look just past the past few years, one of the key things that we've accomplished and will continue to be very relevant over the next few years is the GSA Spectrum Group. And so for the first time, the vendors, suppliers in the industry have a voice and are actually getting heard and being appreciated in the regions as part of the World Radio Telecommunications Council meeting that's happening next year in November. And so, we are lobbying around harmonised spectrum and really providing good input to multiple consultations, over 30 so far in the past 2 years.
Now, the makeup of the industry, vendors and suppliers and OEMs has changed, and very recently there's been this development of open networking, open source software, open spec hardware, etc. Is that having an impact on the association and also your existing members?
Well, if you go back 20 years, you look at some of the founding members, Nortel, Alcatel, Lucent, but we've still got Nokia, Ericsson, Huawei. But more recently now we've got Intel, Qualcomm, Samsung, as a part of the executive team. And they're, although there's been consolidation, those companies are very strong. And they have a very strong software history as well. And so as the industry is moving from very much more hardware to more of a software type network and what they call cloudification and cloud-based core, cloud-based RAN, they're also adapting and moving with the industry technologies.
What are you doing specifically? You mentioned the spectrum harmonisation work, but is there anything else specifically for 5G you're doing to support your members? Because this is 5G World we're at this week.
Yes, 5G World is a great showcase. But what GSA is doing is we've been tracking the number of 5G trials. What's been happening, where they've been working on. There's been 151 different operators carrying out 5G trials. There's over 300 different types of trials, some lab, some in the field. And we're starting to see the first networks starting to be tested now out in the field, so out of the lab. And so we're tracking those networks. And we still continue to track advanced 4G networks and how they're deploying. They'll be the foundation of 5G. And then also the devices. So we'll start to track what type of 5G devices are coming to market as well.
You talked LTE there, and I know in recent years you've had a focus, or part of your focus has been on broadcast use cases and using LTE in different scenarios. Looking at that, say the broadcast area is possibly one of the early use cases we might see for the industrial sectors of 5G. Is this something you're looking to develop along with other use cases within industries?
Well, we at our workshop this morning celebrating 5G, we had 5G for sports, and we had a really good presentation from Brandwidth, who are providing content and applications to the sporting industry, and looking at what their needs are. And broadcast can be, LTE broadcast can be a good component of that. But then there are also other verticals. And what's interesting from the discussion this morning was that the liability is now not with the mobile operators. For some of this IoT and other type of, industry critical communications, the liability resides with the enterprise. And so they want more control. And so that could be an interesting change, and it will be one that GSA will be following and reporting on.
terms of control, or another trend we're seeing recently is that telcos themselves are trying to take more of an active leadership role in the evolution of networks, architectures and standards. Does this have an impact on the suppliers and your membership?
Well, it doesn't have an impact on the membership, but certainly we've seen an increase in membership and also in associates who want to get access to a more detailed data that GSA is collecting. But I think they are adapting, and there's plenty of scope for the vendors to supply new types of solutions, whether it's like a new Nokia IoT platform, or whether it's cloudification from Huawei, or it's server-based applications, or it's 5G base stations from Samsung and chips from Qualcomm. So there's all sorts of different opportunities for our members as the networks are evolving.
Final question for you, kind of put you on the spot, 20th anniversary of GSA. What's been maybe the highlight? What would you say the GSA should be most proud of in its 20-year history so far?
I think we've established ourselves, whether it was myself or especially Alan Haddon, who was an initial founding president, establishing GSA as a strong voice, a great brand that's delivering reports, information, intelligence, what's happening today, not forecasting, what the future might look like, but really reporting on what is really happening today in our industry.
Joe, congratulations on 20 years, but for now, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.